going on, YouTube? This is your boy Jordan JC back again on the Chicago Bears Breeze. And today we got a good topic because, according to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, I don't know if the Cleveland Browns are actually going to be getting rid of Myles Garrett. And so, with even all the hoopla around what ifs and could be's and maybes, with the Chicago Bears maybe going out and getting a big fish, a superstar name in either a Max Crosby or even a Myles Garrett, apparently those rumors are being shot down by some of the better reporters in the game. And so, the question on the table today is: could there be somebody else from the Cleveland Browns that might be available? Well, reports are saying that there have been teams that are calling out to defensive end Zadarius Smith to see if he's able to be traded to their teams. And the question now is, could the Chicago Bears be in on trading for an option like Zadarius Smith? Well, let's talk about it. Well, I'll put it like this. If we were to go after someone like a Zadarius Smith, which clearly is a need and would be an upgrade on this team with the likes of having Austin Booker and Darrell Taylor and DeMarcus Walker on the other side of Montez Sweat, I would be all for that. But you also have to factor in that Zadarius Smith obviously is not going to be requesting or his value is not going to be on the same level as those of a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby, which actually could be a good thing. I know that there were a lot of people that felt like if we were to give up too much, say the 2 first-round picks that I had mentioned in the previous video, and like a Austin Booker, that would be just too much to give away. So if that's the case, if we were to go after someone like Zadarius Smith, who is age 32, he is up in age, he is past his prime. But I mean, if you look at the numbers, he is still a very productive rusher who gets pressure, who has the numbers to back it up. And if we look at his numbers, even today, or rather I should say for this year, he's just as productive actually in the sack column as Myles Garrett. 4 sacks. He has 6 tackle assists and 18 combination tackles overall. And so a very good season, decent season to start. And if you look at his overall production for the past 4 to 5 years, I mean, this is a guy that can get you a good 10 to 12 sacks a game. In 2022, when he was with the Vikings, he had 10 sacks. In 2019 and 2020, those were some of his better sack years when he was playing for that team up north in Green Bay. 13 and a half sacks and 12 and a half sacks. I mean, the guy was a force, and you saw it early and often whenever he went up against the Bears. He caused some havoc. And so would we be okay with a name like Zadarius Smith maybe before the trade deadline? Well, I would be fine with that. If you're talking about somebody that can come in and create pressure and actually produce, yeah, that would be fine. And a lot of people are saying that the teams that are calling out some of the trade packages are very reasonable. There's a rumor that the Lions and I believe another team is involved in trying to reach out for him for a 4th-round pick, giving up a 2025 fourth. And so obviously that's a route that you can go as well if you're talking about trying to save the capital for next year's draft to make sure that you address the O-line protection and even a younger edge rusher maybe in the draft. Then this could be a route that we take before the trade deadline, where Zadarius Smith is a enticing enough name and enticing enough player that I think that he could move the needle on this Bears defense. I think that he could make an impact right away with the Bears defense, especially as it's currently constructed. We talked about this before. The Bears defense is already special. We know that it's one of the tops in the league. It has elite pass rush all across the defensive line. But if you're adding somebody like a Zadarius Smith across from Montez Sweat, that would make it even better. And then you're not giving up all of your draft capital. And so I would say that if you're really trying to win, say this year, or rather win in a trade for this year, and also win by keeping your first couple of round picks and addressing other areas of need for this team going further in the future, I think you're setting yourself up for success now and in the future. So this would be a smart move. I wouldn't have a problem with this. Obviously, Ryan Poles, I'm sure he's on the phone. I'm sure he's right in the middle of many discussions, trying to see what he can do to improve this team before the deadline. You saw some of the roster cuts that he made. I believe there were a few that were brought back on IR. But I believe that Ryan Poles will do his due diligence, as I said before, by opening every door of opportunity and seeing what's there for him to get, whether if it's a smart move to get somebody on a cheaper deal or giving up less or cheaper draft capital and not just pretty much just selling the whole house, or going for a big fish. And so we will see what Ryan Poles will do coming up. But I really think that this name, Zadarius Smith, is a name that I think can move the needle. And we'll see what happens. But I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. Do you all think that Zadarius Smith is a name that could push the needle? Do you think that his overall statistics, his production, despite his age of being 32, little up in age, but this is a guy who has still shown that he can do things at a high level. He can actually produce at a high level on that defensive line. So I'm all for it. I wouldn't mind a name like that. I'll be bringing out some more videos, bringing up some other names, obviously, all the way up to the trade deadline. We always talked about Trayvon Walker. I'll mention him as well. Of course, there are some other names out there that could be cheaper as far as giving up draft capital when it comes to a trade. And so we'll go down the list of all of these different names and different options that could be there for the Bears. And we'll see what the Bears do. But again, I think Zadarius Smith could be a name that the Bears need to keep in mind. And then also, too, just for the simple fact that the Detroit Lions are interested, hey, I don't mind playing keep away as well. But we will see what happens. Obviously, I'll be down there with you in the comment section to see what you guys think. And as always, if you like this video, show some class, comment, like, subscribe, share this video with others. I'll see you guys on the next Bears Breeze.